Death and grief, they're no strangers to me. They don't get any easier to deal with when they come. But what I've found is that death and grief always lead to change, and change is inevitable. It usually happens when you're not ready for it. When it all hits you, it feels like a ton of bricks, and it makes you question everything in your life. No one can prepare for the loss of an important person in their life. In my case, I lost my dad to COVID-19 1 year ago. My dad, Hunt Hudo, was a loving man, a funny man, a stoic man. He was quiet most of the time, but his love for our family spoke louder than words. My dad was a fighter, and his silent exterior never fooled me. I felt it in him. He went through so much in life and never complained or vented about it. He didn't question it, he just got things done. You see, in 1984, my dad escaped Vietnam, bringing no one else with him. When I asked what pushed him to escape on his own, he replied, "I dreamed of a better life, and I knew I couldn't live it there. If I stayed, I would have been stuck, and it was time for me to go." And hey, if my dad never left, he wouldn't have met my mom at the refugee camp in Indonesia. The rest was history after that, and that's pretty cool. I, of course, never let myself forget that my parents' decision to escape not only gave them a new life of hope and freedom, but they also gave my sisters and I those new amazing opportunities as well, and I am eternally grateful. I was just starting to ask him more questions about his life, about his childhood, but it was too late. I was too late. When he was gone, life was making me question myself instead. We think we have time, not knowing that the only thing we really have is right now. We're so engulfed in our own lives, the stress, what we need to get done, that we often forget to check in with the most important people in our lives. "I am so sorry for your loss," they'll say. And you can't help but feel completely helpless, that you've lost someone special who will never come back. And I knew they couldn't and wouldn't understand. One thing I did know for sure, I had two options. I could either let the sadness of losing my dad hold me back from living life, or I can remember him and the love he's given me to help me live a better life. I prefer the latter. I choose to honor his memory. The grief, the pain I feel, is a reflection of how much I love him and how much he means to me. I allow it to come and go, but I never let it hold me down for too long. Because if I really lost him, why is it that I feel him with me every time I make an important decision? Why do I imagine him placing his hand on my shoulder when I cry? Why do I feel him every time I feel happiness, joy, love? So I choose to live on for those I've loved who cannot be here with me today. I do not choose bitterness about the time I've lost, but I choose gratitude for the time I was given, and no one can take that away from me. And that's what they don't tell you about death and grief. Yes, death and grief always lead to change, and change is inevitable. But maybe that change will make you a stronger person. Maybe your loved one is never really gone, but is still with you, cheering you on. And maybe, just maybe, you can remember the love and joy they've shared with you and continue to live on for them.